Hello, my friends. Hello, hello, hello. On this Wednesday, we return to Citizen Sleeper. Continuing to make our way in this weird space station. Our sleeper is trying to make friends with the local barkeep. Been doing some odd jobs here and there, and primarily a lot of hacking and sticking our nose where we don't belong. We've made friends with a guy who has given us a shipping container to stay in. We kind of owe him. We've made friends with the bartender. She's very cool. We made casual acquaintance with a, like, space mercenary looking lady. And then we've pissed off a, local, what's the word I'm looking for? Antivirus program in, the tentacle-faced weird dog hunter. And in doing so, we made friends with a very normal-seeming vending machine. And so, with that, I think it is time to move on over to the game window. Yeehaw. Okie dokie. Let's get right on back in. We got 1 week in last time. It's been 1 week. I went to Great America with Scoop and got a pretty rad cheesy coffee mug for one of their roller coasters in The Demon Reignited. I'm a big fan of silly little kitschy shit like that. It's a nice mug too. So, all right, where are we right now? Oh, wow, our hand is garbage. We... Looks like in 2 cycles, Dragos' debt is gonna be called in. That's not great. Maybe we can... I mean, we're sitting on a nice amount of cryo. Maybe we can help him out. Repay Dragos. Help Dragos pay off his debt. Oh, do I need to do that with, like, working here? I don't know if I have time to do that with the skills that I have. Oh, boy. Well, that's a shame. But unfortunately, I only have so much I can do. Oh, right. We also made friends with, there's a really cool non-binary doctor who seemed really, really uptight about a lot of stuff. I don't remember their name. Oh well, Sybil, maybe? And then, the really chipper little guy who wants to stick it to the man, who says he can disable the, horrible corporate tracker we have in our body. And what did... Sabine, that was it, thank you. Not Sybil, but kind of close. I love Sabine's design. I thought they looked so cool. Emphas was our mushroom guy. The Ambergris was that thing. Fang. Okay, so I need to get a Havenage cipher. Any of you Havenage people that I can hack with a 1? 3, 2 and 3. Oh wait, you're a Yetigan, so it doesn't matter. Well, I think then our best bet is to just start plinking away at these hacker or hunter nests. Let's help our vending machine friend, because there's not a lot else we can do with 3 goddamn ones. Can't do anything there. Oh boy. That is... I can't chance a hack. No, right, hacks, you have to match it. Bummer. Absolute bummer. Well, maybe we can chip away at a little bit of Dragos's stuff with these ones. Oh man, that's rough. The salvaging is brutal work, but you take no small sense and satisfaction from the ordered piles and clear yard you leave behind. Well, actually, we could finish this if we dedicate the entirety of tomorrow to helping Dragos out. Is that what we want to do? I suppose we'll see. I suppose we'll see where we're at the time. I would like to buy another lovely fungus platter from our boy Emphas here. We're almost out of energy. Your mouth stings as your sensorium sends warning signals over and over. This is the good stuff. Okay. We are out of everything. Time to go nap in our awful container. What are we gonna wake up tune this time? Wake up, remember the horrors? Ooh, that's a hand. That's a hand. Okay. You know, I am not gonna dedicate my entire day to Dragos. I can do something that's hacking. Avenage agent, 2 and 3. Avenage agent, a 2 and a 3. Are you kidding me, dude? Bro. That's unfortunate. A 2 and a 3 for the Hunter's Nest too? Maybe we are helping Dragos all day. I can't do anything else out here. Fine. Or how close are we to, Right, she's building a still. Tala was working to build a still. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna buckle down and try to help Dragos out. We got a lot of good shit that we can start throwing at here. This will get us some nice money that might be able to get us some stabilizer and stuff too. Beneath the pockmarked hulls, you find hidden containers, alloy plating and wire, bundles thick as your arm, preserved in their trunking. It takes you a while to get a handle on Dragos' equipment, but before long you are precisely slicing down hull plates into neat piles. Let's throw the one over there. Back in business is done. Alright. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. What is it? Dragos laughs. That, my friend, is A-grade scrap. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up. And now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvageur friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern. He shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container, the wreck of the S&ARP freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps, if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship, emblazoned on its side. Winterlight. Dragos, I'm not a salvager. I'm a hacker. I'm a software guy. I'll help how I can, but this isn't my job, man. I'm gonna stay silent. A real beauty. Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Oh, a drive complete, and I got an upgrade point. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow button at the top of the screen. Okay, we got one upgrade point. What do we want to do? Trying to see what we can build towards. Ooh, I think I'm gonna start putting some points into Intuit. Instant Karma looks really nice. I would love to be able to re-roll my dice. So I'm gonna put a point into Intuit. Next point we can get the bonus to it. Now, dice action display potential positive and negative outcomes. So I think that means we'll learn a little bit more about what it is we're going to do. Drago seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure he's going to hold his nerve much longer. Cutter salvage or forensic troll. Investigating the winter light means picking through its systems and structures with care. It won't pay, but you may find answers. Cutter salvage. Shipbreaking is tougher than slicing up loose salvage, but Dragos is happy to pay you a fixed wage if you're up to it. I don't think that's the one. I think let's go work on the still. I'm willing to lose energy. That's fine. If it goes bad. Fitting the coil into the still proves tricky, but you manage to figure out a process. You just hope the finished thing works. I think at this point I do want to buy a vial of stabilizer for when we get down towards the very bottom down here. We got, I think, 2 more days or 2 more condition points before I need to start doing it. Sabine is selling off the case of stabilizer vial by vial. You haven't been able to talk with them since your last visit. Let's do it. Toshiro takes the chits and hands you a vial. When you ask after Sabine, he doesn't respond. Alright. Passkey for an apartment found wrapped around a stabilizer vial. Yeah? The hell does that mean? Hab block, a decaying habitation block. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand and a thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls from around the vial. At one end, it has a hard metal strip, a handle. Inspect the handle. You see the metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted into it. 207F. And then crudely scratched into the handle at some later date. Low end. Inspect the film. You hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? For a moment, you consider going back to the surgery to return the key, and then think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this? Or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to head to the low end and find out. There we go. There's another drive. I'm gonna throw that into Intuit again. Might not be a bad idea to buy off Endure at some point, but not right now. Alright, we have a vial of stabilizer. Can I get into low end without having to... I'm not gonna pay 60 bucks. I don't even have 60 bucks right now. I can't go to low end and find out because I'm broke. Sleeper, Emphas calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you. Cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok. But one of yours, he says. He looks up at you. Nothing's stolen. You pause, the spices rich in your nostrils, and think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphas. You look at Emphas, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with spice. I'll tell him about my dreams. I'm a robot. I imagine that would be interesting. All the sleepers, you tell Emphas, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray, skeletal afterimages of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned, back then, to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink. And now you understand that they aren't dreams at all. It's some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Memphis finishes cooking and squints a little at you.
Sleeper,
He smiles.
you are quite the storyteller.
He eyes you, and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Memphis passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange.
Thank you, Sleeper.
He looks around at the emptying market.
But my time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you longer, so I will make a proposal.
He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall.
These are good enough for most, but somebody told me a story that made me think. A couple of cycles ago, they said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this?
No.
Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me.
Memphis begins packing up his things.
Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind.
He smiles.
I am sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and, if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story.
Agreed.
Good, booms Memphis. Then I will wait for you to bring them.
Memphis slides his walk away and straightens up.
I will prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging.
You turn away and walk back into the main market, the rich taste of Memphis's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. A trade that seems more than fair. I also paid money for food. Let's not be unaware of the fact that I did also pay money for food. Oh boy, I've only got 2 days left. Oh, but I can hack some shit now. Okay. Evidence agent. I got a 2 right here. Let's go. Give me that data. Beautiful. All right. Did you need me to go to Fang? Hack Haven Edge. Hack the shipyard and slot the river. Right. This gate keeps traffic out of the Havenage shipyard's internal network. The correct cipher can give you access. Input 1 Havenage cipher. No, come on. Go back. The gate flips. You are in. An open port sits waiting for you to slot a ripperworm. What will it find in there? The worm slots in and begins tunneling down a thread. Godspeed, little one. Alright, where are you at, Fang? Fang's ripperworm is installed, but it'll take a few cycles to run through the closed network. Well, son of a bitch! I'm gonna run out of time. That little asshole's not gonna be able to get my stupid thing out. Ah, damn it. Alright. Well, let's hit this hunter nest and get back to our vending machine friend. You recognize some of the data tangled into this nest. Is this a partial log of your recent movements? Wait. Oh no, I do have hunter data. Okay. Data. Right, okay, it's a different tab. Neoven believes that hunters compulsively gathering data is the key. As you upload the data to the vending machine, Neoven whirs in either pain or delight. It's hard to tell. Oh, I got all this. Let's go. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunters gather without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Operational limits? Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol is to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. Station was run by Administrator Intelligence's huge databanks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by the programming. Cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience, illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Killer? The machine resets with a screech which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer. Part of Solheim Protocol Team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find. Killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter. Then killer. Then we hid. There are others? Were no longer. A flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this, through this machine, must be exhausting for Neovend. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline, airwall, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit, amputate, self. But survived. What did you lose? Memory, understanding, knowledge, many things. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry, data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke killer, to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke killer on self. Problem will solve self. Data is good. It will erase itself? Killer will erase it, but yes, in theory, it will report itself for deletion. The machine dims and fades. Unsure. Theory, not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mind. Designed to house intelligence, can imprint self into ship mind, and you can carry with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to cloud. Where can I get a ship mind? Build from fragments. Buy. Salvage. We cannot leave, so do not know. You tried to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In ship mind, I can help us both. End Hunter. Make Rim safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find soon, Neovend adds hopefully, before shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, and then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Okay. Where can we get a ship mined? Port exchange? Maybe if I become a trusted trader, I can get access. There's an old ship mine fabrication stack in the back of the market, but only trusted traders get access to it. Okay. 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 I'll sell this scrap, that's fine. Let's throw the 4 down. Turns it into a 5. Let's play the exchange. The flow of chips and components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. You lose a little, then clawed back on a stack of sealed air filters. Better step away while you're in the black. Do I risk it? What else can I do with a 2 before I throw that one down? Unload container. Right, I already bought all the scrap that I could. Merchant freighters. Skill upgrade required. Engage. Oh, I see. I could buy a ship mine fragment for 60 cryo. Oof. That's quite a bit. Right, your stupid ripper worm is still working. Do I have anything else to hack? I have Yatagun data, I have Havenage data, I have 2 encrypted keys, the Havenage agent and the Yatagun agent, and that's all we have here. I imagine if I can get up to low end, I might get more access to more hacking areas. What I don't remember is if I don't think I have to pay the low end toll every time. But it's been a bit since I've had to do that. Okay, I think we play the exchange. Let's keep going there. Yep. Okay. One more trusted trader, and then we are good to use that ship mine. Oh, no. Use that ship mine thing in the back. I am not thrilled about this hunted clock ending. Excuse me, I apologize. Hey, Bridge, welcome in. We've been doing some hacking, we've been doing some buying. We are trying to figure out how to get our new vending machine off of a vending machine and into a ship's computer. I'm gonna play the exchange. Oh. All right, trusted trader. Fabricate a ship mine. Ship mines cannot be built from scratch, but if you have enough salvaged fragments, can be reassembled with a fabricator. Oh boy. Okay. You have ship mine fragments, but you only have 2 also. I'll buy 1. I'm never gonna get the engage up to get that. 60 more cryo? God damn. So I don't have any more clocks on the exchange, right? Yeah, all right, that's done. Good work. The distillery shift, is this? Oh, these are more salvagers. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna help work on the distillery because I still want to see if we can get a room over this bar. We're not an engineer, but we can work on it. Tala comes to help you for a bit and chats to you about her plans for the Overlook. A second pair of hands makes the work go easier. You aren't sure Tala knows what she's doing, but she is a hard person to say no to. So it looks like you are building this thing. Yeah, it'd be a hell of an upgrade from a shipping container, but I've been investing a lot into Tala's bar recently, so I am hoping that she remembers. All right, we got 2 more of that. We're not really getting paid for this. If I lose the next... Okay, so I want to use the stabilizer now. Perfect. Oh, I'm also almost out of food. That's not great. Let's order fungus. Yeah, because that just feels like good energy uses. Okay, time to see what happens when this fucking clock fills. Not thrilled. Or do I have one more day? I do not have one more day. Elfie! Welcome in. Hello, everybody. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate everyone being here. We're playing Citizen Sleeper, a game where we are playing a artificial, sort of an interactive fiction, dice and action management game where we are playing an artificial person who has escaped their corporate overlords and is trying to eke a living out on a space station. And I think you guys are just in time to, oh, absolutely, go get your meds. By all means, take care of yourself. I really appreciate the raid. Thank you very much. I hope your stream went well in the long run, and all of that. For those who are sticking around, though, I believe we're just getting around to the fact that the tracking device that was embedded in our body has finally now brought a bounty hunter to our doorstep. Oh, what's this asshole's voice? Everybody take your meds if you haven't and need to. Actually, no. That's good. Hold it there, sleeper. Comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. Okay. Or... counterpoint. I still have a fucking tracker in me. I can't run because they'll find me no matter what. Stay still. Good, good. A hand pats your coat down. You know your master's voice. Ethan spins you around. He's wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket, and immediately you know he's terrible news. You all the way out here? You got all the way out here? And then stayed put? He laughs a cruel laugh. That's a sleeper thing. You're my first. That a sleeper thing? You're my first. You barely hear him. You've noticed the handgun he has leveled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off it. He reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of ring out from a belt loop without taking his eyes off of you. Making it to the eye, though? That's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. I pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off of godforsaken moons. He splits the ring into 2 perfect circles. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Stay silent. He reaches over to slide the rings around your wrists. Go easy. Now we break. You see a chance the moment his eyes leave you to watch the rings. You spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. Then a shot rings out, echoing off the metal so loud it hurts your ears. A bullet hole smokes in the wall beside your head.
You freeze and Ethan closes the gap. This is a very boring routine. Trust me, I've seen it all before. He slips the rings over your trembling wrists. Ethan nudges you to start walking. To the ship and home. He whistles. Going easy. You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. We can work this out. Can we? I don't see much in the way of assets in your possession. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you down the corridor. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to Essenop right away. That tracker of yours makes this too quick. Was hoping you put up a bit more of a chase, you know, or running battle through the bright market maybe, or a holdout in the low end. There's a few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I was asked around. You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. An SNR tracker will be the death of you. Hey, I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship, stop for a drink? I'm buying. He laughs at his own joke. I have a better idea. This better not be one of those where you do a dramatic pause and then try to jump me, because I'm pretty tired of that. Oh no, muses Ethan. I got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are on one of the most lawless joints in the surrogate systems, and we are heading for the exit. He pauses, and you trudge on in silence. Okay, here's the idea, starts Ethan. You and me, we make a little agreement. Here are the terms. He turns you to face him. You run or leave, try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot or scheme, you try to kill me, I shoot you. But, he smiles. You come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles, and you pay my tab, I don't shoot you. He pauses. You don't pay my tab. He rattles his handgun. You get the idea. I get it. I can kind of see that bridge. I can I get the general vibe of it. I think it's the eclectic nature of his whole shit. Okay then. That sounds to me like a deal. He stretches. You know, I really thought I was gonna have to kill you, but this is so much better. He clicks something at his belt, and the rings release from your wrists. I'm gonna see if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come see me there. He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight. Just let me remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. The mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you going to do? Kill him. I'm gonna kill this man. I'm gonna see if I can get a what's the word I'm looking for? Ship mind. Get my friend into it and get this tracker out of my fucking bones. Okay, what's our situation? I get 16 cryo to start cutting that shit down. Get 19 cryo over here. I need money. 15 or 10 from here. All right, let's finish building the still, I think. Yeah, okay. Throw the 4 down. Good enough.
And then I'll throw the 6 there. I need money. Tala stands back from the newly finished still and tub, hands on hips. Look at this, she grins. The Overlook Distillery in all its glory. She squeezes you around the shoulders. Thank you. What next? There's an issue. What's the problem? Well, Girol the drink, as you probably guessed, is named after Girol the mushroom. That's what gives it that golden color and earthy taste. The alcohol is infused with the mushrooms along with a mix of spices. That means you need Girol caps to make Girol, but nobody wants to supply us. The distilleries on the Greenway are taking all the stock from the farms out there, so it's hard to get a single cap across the Founder's Gap. However, I have an idea. We can grow our Girol caps here. She gestures at the increasingly equipment-filled back room. Are you sure? Totally sure. Tala puts a hand on the still. We made a still. We set all this up. How hard can growing mushrooms be? They don't need light. They barely need soil. We can do this. She pauses. Or at least we could if we had something to grow them from. Like spores? Exactly. Suddenly you feel like you've walked into a trap. And you are the perfect person to get me those spores. She nods rapidly. Think about it. You built the still, you're great with plants, you know the eye like the back of your hand. Need I go on? Half of that isn't even true. Don't be so modest. She pats your shoulder. Look, I can't leave the bar, and the other people picking up shifts. She grimaces, saying it has to be you. Fine. Wonderful. You'll love it over on the Greenway, I think. All that fresh air, open space. She sees your expression. Okay, I'm done. She turns back to look at the still and the fledgling distillery forming around it. It really is something, though, isn't it? And want to or not, you really have to agree. I'm gonna lose it. Oh, I am so fucked. I don't have anything. Okay. Play the exchange. Get 19 cryo off of that. 2 and 3 for that guy. How about you? 2 and 3. A 1 and 3. Okay, I get a little bit of money when I hack people, so I might as well take some Yadigan money. Great. Oh, cool, and we're only 1 hack away from pissing off Hunter. Everything's going really good here, actually, instead of horrifically bad. Fuck me. And they're gonna be leaving soon, and I can't afford the last piece. Ah! Too many plates to spin, man. Too many plates. Okay, what can I... Maybe Fang will do something for me instead of give me another job. Even I know that's not true. Do I have anything safe that can get me money? No, that's bad. Okay. That's fine. 13 cryo. Oh boy. I'm starving! Hey, Fang. As you arrive, Fang comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper. He puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. Follow his lead. He steps into the passageway, guiding you downring towards the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. That data you ripped? Well done, by the way. He grins. Tells me Hardin is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. It's the perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in. Then takes a sharp turn onto a dimly lit passage. Confront him? That's right, it's the perfect time. Feng slows and slips into a dark service tunnel somewhere in the black. A water pipe drips. It's him, Sleeper. The same Hardenhurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He wrote out the whole thing, slipped into Havenage when it first broke off from the Union. He paces in the tunnel, a hand rubbing at the back of his head. I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here running the station one day, and the next Erland's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the costs higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in non-stop. And as new waves of contractors came in, desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time, Solheim was folding up, dragged into court cases in the central systems, while the severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2. A young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died. Thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified, and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erland, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock, while my father joined the improvised crews trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. Feng pauses in the dark. They sealed it up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart. Feng finally turns back to you, his eyes burning. From shits like Hardin, shits who held their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step. Feng starts walking again. That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time, his past catches up with him. It's your show, Feng. Stay silent. Feng rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling, you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by the flashes of plasma torches. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. Let's go. Feng grins. Let's go show this shithead some consequences. He strides towards the shipyard entrance and pushes through the doors. A web of corridors leads through the complex, snatches of the construction bays always appearing through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal, imposing. Feng seems to know exactly where he is going, and before long you cross into a huge dry dock, locked to one side of the sidereal horizon. The network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space so that the welding, cutting, and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Feng spot them at the same time, a group walking slowly across a gantry, and at the front, two men, one gesturing towards the ship, and the other, stick-thin, cleanly dressed, a shock of gray hair. Hardin. You and Feng say his name in unison, and Feng sets off up the staircase to the gantry, with you following behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer, the foreman gesturing to the work being done throughout the dock, and Hardin nodding along. Hardin Hurst! Feng shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn. Yes? Hardin asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Feng, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place. You are a traitor, Hardin. A Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims. Feng's voice is steady, strong. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Erlin stood for, everything Havenage stands for. You have no place on this station. For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Hardin laughs.
Well, good to meet you too.
He glances around at those around him. Some are smiling, the others nervous.
You are from the systems branch, are you not?
Asks Hardin, inspecting Feng's clothing. Feng turns to the foreman. You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Feng and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. It's true. As you begin speaking, Hardin turns his attention to you.
And what would a sleeper know about this? You accuse me of being a corporate agent? What are you, if not exactly that?
He looks around at the group, who are already eyeing you with suspicion.
You are a product of Essenarp. You have no place in a Havenage shipyard.
Who knows what signals you're sending back to your makers? A murmur of approval runs through the group. Feng holds up a stick of memory. You guessed right. I am Systems. And I have records that link you directly to Solheim, right here. He turns to the foreman again. So once again, I am asking you to take this man into custody of the shipyard. The foreman remains still. Hardin's voice is calm, measured.
If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review?
He shakes his head.
I have nothing to hide. Unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, and who tries to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, the echoing sounds of boots on walkways coming from all angles at once, and then settling behind you. Please, says Hardin, submit the data through the correct channels and then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. He gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their side. Feng spits. Hardin, you shithead. You can't wriggle out of this one. The security officer draws his weapon and levels it. Feng turns and stares him down. Going for the weapon is crazy, and I am not going to do that. Calm Feng down. You look at Feng and he shakes his head and puts a hand on your shoulder. Let's go, says Feng, and he pushes through security, heading back down the walkway. Once security has walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, Feng picks up pace. You try to keep up as he slips into the shadows of an entrance. Feng is grinning ear to ear. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On the slate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him, mutters Feng. What is that? That, Sleeper, is something our worm added to Hardin's personal slate. We are tracking his outgoing messages. Feng grins, looking ghostly in the uplight of the screen. The old ways are best. Spook them good enough and they'll give the game away. He jabs at the slate and you see that the web is being drawn over a map of the ring, lines bouncing from point to point. All these dots? These are Hardin's buddies. The ones he is messaging right now. And we're gonna find them all. Feng, you tricked me into doing this whole thing? Not exactly. You did good. Feng glances around and slips the slate back into his pocket. We better split for now, Sleeper, but
This is exactly what we need. Good hunting. With a pat on your shoulder, Feng drifts away, back into the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. I'm a little pissed because I would like to get my tracking device out. Can't tell if Feng is a genius or completely mad. Yeah, same. All I know is he is starting to become much more manipulative because he continues to just string me along without giving me any help, basically. Okay. I'm gonna make some money real quick. We need it badly. And I think we need to get into low end at this point. Well, we're starving, so we need to get food first. Let's pay the cryo before I lose it, potentially. And then pay the low-end toll. You hand over the chits to the Yatagan enforcer, and he nods you through. All right. We have opened a lot of stuff. So, however, in order to keep pre-roll ads not being a thing, and in order to keep the stream running in the same way that it is, I have to run at the midpoint a 3-minute ad break. So we are going to be doing that right now. Subscribers, hang around. We can chat about what's going on, and otherwise, I will see you all in 3 minutes. Get a drink, use the restroom, whatever you need to do. Oh boy, I feel like I'm really scrambling here, honestly. This is rough. I don't remember feeling this pressed for money this time. Yeah, drink fucking water. I need to do it too, honestly. I've just been drinking coffee. Truly one of the worst flavors of seltzer. A chili lime pineapple. I wanted to try it out, but it fucking sucks. I tried Citizen Sleeper 2, personally, and I bounced off of it the first time. It didn't hook me in the same way. I don't know why. But I'm hoping that once we finish this one, I'm gonna do Citizen Sleeper 2 afterwards. Oh yeah, that's true. That shipyard project probably does pay a lot more than me. Oh, really? Interesting. It still says the ads are going on for another 1.5 minutes for me. That Harden dude is a kind of a scumbag. But I also can't tell if he's legit and Feng is just a fucking crazy person. It's its own standalone thing, I believe. I don't recall it saying that there was... You're just another sleeper in another place, I think. There may be connections back to this one. I think certain NPCs show up here and there. That are some overlaps. I remember when I was digging up Tala's sprite for the thumbnail that I made, I saw that she has a artwork for Citizen Sleeper 2, so at least she comes back, but I remember starting it, and I didn't meet anyone who I recognized or have recognized from here. So yeah, that's a cool thing. I don't know exactly how much it's going to tie in, but I'm looking forward to having an opportunity to maybe explore it on stream. So. But with that, the ads have ended, and I think it's time to start drilling down into the new place that we just unlocked. But first, let's pop out our skills and see what we want to spend this point on. Oh, I need 2 upgrade points to get Icebreaker. Honestly, maybe I do that. Maybe I just sit on this upgrade point and get the thing that'll let me get double data rewards later, because that might help catapult me up to higher things once I figure out what I can do with the data I have, because I have a nice little chunk here. Okay. You know what? Let's start on the far side. To get to the Greenway, I'd need to pay another 150 fucking cryo? Are you kidding me? You think I'm made of goddamn money? The hell is this shit? Alright, well, let's go to low end and check it out. We could do block maintenance. Maintained by the residents, the ramshackle blocks are always in need of repairs. Helping out is a good way to make friends. We can start getting low-end reputation here. Yeah, these mushrooms better be the best damn things I've ever tasted and make the best damn alcohol I've ever had for how much I have to pay for all this shit. And I could play Tavala. The clack of filter caps can be heard in every concourse in low end as the residents play rotating rounds of this game for cryo. No one knows who I am here yet, so that would unlock that. Let's check out the free spoke. A tangled network of service passages and makeshift tunnels cut through the spoke as if it were a hive. There are no maps here. I could scale the spoke. Blistered with precarious elevators and stairways, the spoke can be navigated from the outside, but the climb requires bravery. Okay, so if I screw up entering the spoke is layer after layer of dense urban fabric. The only way to explore it is vertically. Alright, well, let's go meet up with Sabine. Find the entrance to the apartment. The lock clunks open, the metal door swinging inward into the dark. As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with a pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue light drifts from a doorway at the end of the room. Inspect the surfaces. Smudges through the thin layer of dust suggest a recent, rare, and hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser, the auto wash, and then to a cabinet still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. You cross the cramped utility room with its auto wash, dispensers, water closet, toward the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. A bunk is tucked into the wall, the blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you do not recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, controlled. Approach the terminal. As you approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper, Sabine's voice shakily echoes through the apartment. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I have had to make alternate arrangements. You hear rattling noises, static. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare show my face. Something is happening with Yadigan. I no longer trust them. Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yadigan were supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything that happened, I was desperate. And then after that, I was too tired to care.
A noise, like waves, passes over the recording.
But I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance. Something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information. And, as you know, you need me. A pause, something clicking in the dark. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. Another pause. I know sleepers. I've been here before. I can help you. But not with Yadigan's noose around my neck. Get me data. Get me information. Get me something I can use against Yadigan. Then I can get out. And you can get what you need. Please. Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can. You look around the tiny room and try to imagine Sabine living here, working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk, blinking into the terminal in the dark. The recording cuts to static, filling the room with its white hiss, and then silence. Access the terminal. You sit in front of the humming terminal and hit a few keys. Sabine has left an access port open, but the rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcodes. It seems Sabine might not trust you as much as they want you to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from? And what debt do they owe to Yadigan? You try to assemble the pieces, but too many are missing. The only thing you know is that without stabilizer, your body will die. You glance at the briefcase lab on the desk, its glassware glinting in the dark. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yadigan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. Okay. Well, the good news is I've got some Yadigan data for you. I'm one shy of being able to just complete it right there. Oh yeah, we got new nodes. Hell yeah. Oh, good. We can piss off Hunter some more. Hell yeah. Some gang enforcers' implants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they're talking about. What could go wrong? Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you.
Entity, submit.
Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision.
Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you.
In that globed head, you see whirring strings of data. So many spinning there that they threaten to tear through the thin skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze, and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape.
Strike!
You lash out once more, pushing Hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Yeah. Maybe. Counterpoint, though. I want a key. Oh shit, did he hurt the hell out of me? Or was I hurt? I feel like I wasn't flickering a moment ago. That's not great. That's quite not great. Oh, well, I might as well feed the Yadigan data. Maybe Sabine will give me a stabilizer. That would be awesome. Maybe someone will give me anything for all of the stuff I keep doing for them. No one is helping me, and I'm helping all of them. It's not fair. As you turn away from the terminal, the final cache of Yadigan data uploaded, the air crackles with white noise. Sleeper? Sabine's voice, weaker than before, comes through the haze. Sabine? A sigh of relief comes through the layers of noise. The call must be coming in from somewhere on the station. This has to be short. I don't know if Yadigan are monitoring me. Their voice is hushed, distant. You try to focus on it. The data you've been bringing me in from Yadigan agents, there's something in it I don't understand. A shrill howl rattles through the signal. This data is all gleaned from their implants, records of integration with their nervous systems, performance analysis, error rates, usage data. I installed many of these implants and I didn't enable any of this functionality. Their voice dips under the level of the noise like a swimmer slipping beneath the water. You listen to the waves for a few seconds before Sabine reemerges. It has to be somehow baked into the Wetware's interface, and that's not all. The systems compiling this data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Wait, why? Every Yadigan enforcer is equipped with black market implants, retinal enhancements, adrenaline boosters, pain suppressors. These implants are gathering data on themselves, on the enforcers' bodies, on their performance. Why? I can't tell. But I can promise you that these foot soldiers have no idea that this is going on. The background tone switches, dropping to a grainy rumble. If they knew, I don't imagine that they would be happy with the situation. Yadigan could have a mutiny on their hands. You lean towards the terminal, straining You lean towards the terminal, straining to listen to Sabine's faint voice. I need a few cycles to put this all together, but this might be the information I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my debt. Yannick? He is one of the heads of Yadigan. They pause. It is better if you don't know him. Keep it that way. Suddenly a banging echoes through the call. Sabine's voice is suddenly whispered, panicked. I have to go. Come back in 4 cycles. Then the sharp crack of a disconnect, and silence fills the apartment. You step back from the terminal. What does Yadigan have to gain from monitoring its own members? You try to recall what you know about the gang, but you have little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder, his mirrored teardrop implants set below hard eyes. What data could they be gathering? And more importantly, where are they sending it? You reflexively rub your forehead, trying to think. Can you really trust Sabine? How did they come to be Yadigan's doctor in the first place? You think of their kindness, their care, but also that glazed look of recognition that they gave you when they first met you. That look stays in your mind as you slip back out of the apartment, glancing around you as you close up and drift into the corridors of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. I didn't get paid. No one can help me. I need help. Okay. Let's see. Easiest way to make money is still, I think, the Ort exchange. You guys back? No. Right, you need spores. Work a bar shift. Alright, let's go to the Ort exchange. I think that's gonna be our best money situation right now. Let's meet a 19 cryo. That gets me some food, because I'm out of any food situation. Let's go up here. I'm gonna... Maybe unlocking some of this is going to allow me to take some jobs. one low ender for that, for real? Are you kidding me? I am in agony here. You duel with a sharp-eyed teenager, blocking each other with careful moves. You win and the crowd chatters, clearly impressed. Hell, dude. Back to the Ord Exchange. Actually, no, I'm not gonna risk negative. Back to the bar. I'm a bartender now. $15. We're rushing. Oh god, and I'm only gonna have 3 dice next time. I'm gonna lose it. And by lose it, I mean die. Ah, here we go. No, here we don't go. Right, some of these open up a little bit as you begin to do them. Let's try to crack a little bit of the spoke climber one. Did that give me anything? It did. Random items and cryo. Stealing shipments from midline is going to be picked up fast, even if you aren't careful. Your systems can't be fooled for long. I'll steal a shipment. Plus random items, plus midline something. What did I get? Did I just get like 5 cryo? That's nothing. Hey. Somehow deep in the spoke, you come across a thoroughfare lit by work lamps where the groups pass back and forth with ease. I'm starving, I'm fading, I am having straight up a bad time. Your tab is 58 cryo, you fucking asshole. Oh my god. Sell a ship mine. I could export Matsuke. Or I could just straight up buy a ship mine core. For $300. Okay, well, I gotta climb. I also have to eat, or I'm gonna die. I don't know how long we're gonna be able to keep this up. We need a lucky break. We are getting screwed. All my dice rolls have been trash, too. Oh, God. And at this point, I need to rush to get some stabilizer, too. Oh, cool, and Fang's about to have a negative event. Fire. Awesome. We are doing great. Oh, yeah, cool. There's some good dice rolls. Awesome. It's been more than a few cycles since Fang confronted Hardin, and the silence since has been noticeable. In your time with Fang, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable. But you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think, as you approach the Havenage building, then it's time for you to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and you are getting nervous. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open and light pouring out of the once dark room. Stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright flood lamps. A figure in Havenage security fatigue steps out of the bay as you get closer, carrying a stack of hardware. Nope, leave. This already looks like trouble. You lower your head as you shift your direction as smoothly as you are able. You again. Arden is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely noticed him. He has a slate in his hand, and an inventory of seizures scrawled across it. Predictable. Further evidence of Feng's collusion. You see another security officer come out of the bay and take notice of you. Run! The heavy hand of the security officer falls on your shoulder. Thank you, Carrick, says Harden, but there's no need for any violence. Harden pushes away from the wall and comes closer. Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary. He gestures around at the stacks of hardware. Spying on fellow Havenage members? Hoarding Solheim materials? An obsession with corporate data? It speaks to itself, does it not? Stay silent. Nothing to add? He looks up at the glass roof above and the stars beyond. We are the ones who provide the oxygen you are breathing, the light you are seeing, the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the Eye from descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. You're the self-interested one. More accusations. What have you achieved, Sleeper? Your entire existence is proof of your self-interest, signing yourself over to be emulated rather than work yourself. Whether you remember it or not, you suffer from the same short-sighted perspective as the person you were copied from. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre Erlin in the First Union founded this place, and Havenage has welded his values into the station's very walls. We will never turn away the hard-working, the just, the true citizens of the Eye. Havenage aren't a gang like Yadigan. We aren't pirates like half the spacers you'll meet in the hub, or esoterics like those Haifa radicals in the Greenway. We are the backbone of this place, proud and true. We named Erlin's Eye, Sleeper. This is our station. He meets your eye. So please take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide that I need that confession after all. History will catch up with you, Harden. I'm not afraid of history, Sleeper. We are making it here, cycle by cycle. He smiles. If you have any pride, you'll give up Feng the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me. With that, Harden turns his back and walks back towards the security officers, ordering them to continue to clear out. Yeah, I'm ready to space Harden. As they do, something catches your eye among the server stacks. A crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum. A penguin character grinning from the brightly colored card. And scrawled into it, a speech bubble reading, "Take me to Tambor." You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching you, and then turn away, just as another stack of servers is wheeled out of the bay. What have you done, Feng? Where the hell is Tambor? Well... Oh, Sabine's here, too. 4 cycles, Sabine said. And here you are, right on time, with no sign of them. You wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward. They should be here. Check the terminal. You check and double-check the terminal for messages or recordings. Nothing. Just the pale glow, the silence. Check the door. You pace back and forth around the apartment, the rumbling of the station suddenly so present and loud. You go to the door and open it to an empty corridor. You close it again. So I don't know if it's the same in English, but a tambour is a type of room in French. We have one at home. Really? What is it used for? Is it just like a sitting room or something? Does it have like a designated purpose? That's not something I'm familiar with. Unless it just translates to like something that I'm... You try to settle down to wait. You sit on the bunk and stare out at the tiny room. Where the hell are they? A knock at the door. Stay still. Another knock. Stay still. This is their apartment. If it's them, they can open it. Whoa. A flash, small and possibly bright, cuts through the handle of the door. It soundlessly swings open. A figure standing in the door, and immediately you know it is not Sabine. They are taller, sharper. Something in their face glints in the half-light. A dark shape, like a stubby baton, hangs loosely in her hand. Our local sleeper. Good to finally meet you. She steps into the apartment, glancing around with sharp eyes. What, may I ask, are you doing here? She fixes you with a steady, unwavering stare. In English, it's the guy who played Jason Bateman's dad in Arrested Development. Yeah, that guy who I think is a, horrible sex criminal. Midway room between the apartment proper and the outside. Oh yeah, sort of like a parlor. Okay. She's very cool looking. I dig her whole style. I don't know who you are. And I'm not gonna say anything. This will be much more pleasant if we remain friendly, don't you think? She walks past you into the apartment, glancing around. We set them up here, you know. This place is one of ours. She picks up a glass from the dispenser and inspects it. People always seem to forget who put them where they are. She glances at you. And I suppose you are here to help. Something like that. Good. Good. She puts the glass down and turns to face you. I love to meet helpers. We need so many, but can find so few with the right skills. She spins the baton in her fingers by her side, her eyes not leaving yours. We have a problem, you and I. It seems our friend has disappeared, left, without even saying goodbye. Which means they are in a little trouble now. But it's the kind of trouble that you need help for. So I thought I'd come down here and take a look at their little hidey hole. And here you are. The help. She looks through the detritus on the side. And what help? Sleeper, no less, which I have to admit is a little surprising. It suggests to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you either. What do you mean? Well, I'm sorry to report that before we got them set up here, Sabine was working for your owners. She pauses. S&R. You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Rabia looks away, waiting for a response. Prove it. Happily. She crosses into the next room and you follow silently. She sits at the terminal and touches her baton to one of the access ports. A spark, then the terminal screen skips, encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In the flicker of files, you see S&ARP letterheads and code forms, reports laden with medical data marked with the corporate logo like the sigil of some cult. Rabia steps away from the terminal. Look all you want. Some of your files may even be there. The volume of documents is overwhelming, but they seem to be mostly reports on early emulation tests, surveys with sleeper candidates, reams and reams of usage data. If Sabine was an S&ARP employee, why did they help you? Rabia reaches over and places a vial of stabilizer on the desk, breaking your concentration. It shimmers in the screen light, its viscous, clear liquid crystalline within the glass.
We will, of course, keep up the supply. We are more than able to dispense important medicines even without the doctor.
You hold it between your fingers, and for a tiny moment you have the urge to crush this object for the power it has over you.
I'll ask Toshiro to make those a little cheaper for you. He'll be running the surgery now.
Rabia closes up the briefcase lab and holds it by her side.
We have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you understand.
Rabia turns on her way out.
There is no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me. I keep an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet me there in a few cycles.
She slips out silently into the corridor. You look around the apartment and feel the fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath. Free stabilizer, that's great. Take an icebreaker, agent notes, give me double data now. At some point when I find out how to sell that, it's gonna be all over for you fuckers. Alright, in 2 days I'll be able to see Rabia again. I need to make some money and pay off Shitheel's bar tab. Because I feel like it could be a real game over situation if I don't pay it. I am being extorted. I would like to set Rabia against Ethan. I want to send my new Yadigan friend to murder this bounty hunter. Can I get 6? No, okay. 7 isn't a real thing. I will throw those down now. And then go pay Fuckboy's bar tab. As you hand over the chits, you hear Ethan laughing hysterically somewhere down the bar. You bitch. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes from across the bar. You look over to see him leaning on it, in a pool of light, empty glasses and spilled drinks, glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle the place is packed. A load of spacers mixing with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins a glass on the bar. Or they spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay. Walk away. Ethan gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. You think that's it? 1 round of drinks and we're even? Sleeper, come on! His hand comes to rest on the butt of his handgun, dangling from a chest holster. Stop. Ethan laughs hard, and the people around him turn to see what's happening. I told you already about begging. I'm a freelancer, Sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with SNL, didn't we? The difference is, my word means something. He closes the gap, stumbling a little. What, did you think you could just run away from your contract? You dead? You could just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle or 2? You don't understand. It's you, Sleeper, that doesn't understand. Some of us pay our debts, but it's all the harder because of idiots like you. Oh, I should thank you. Ethan nods, his head heavy. They're giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know? Real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees like you was so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds up a finger in the general direction without turning around. Shoot me or let me leave. Oh, I see. Toughening up here. He gestures wildly at the crowd. Thumbs up or thumbs down, folks. Most turn back to their drinks, no longer interested in this tired show. Ethan mutters insults as he walks back towards the bar. Ethan sits back heavily down on his stool and searches through his glasses for one with something left in it. Thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours, and it will always betray you, no matter what. He finds a glass and downs the contents. So please go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. He laughs and taps the bar for a fresh drink. Fucking look at yourself. Give it up, Sleeper. I'm done teaching you for today. He settles his head on the bar and closes his eyes. I'm sick of you. Go find a job. You turn on your heel and are out of the cloying dark, and the sweet stench and the sweat stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. I'm gonna kill him. Should I buy off my endure penalty or should I save it to get instant karma? I'll save it. We're getting a lot of points real fast right now. It's possible that we can clean up another task soon. Let's get back to climbing the needle. Oh yeah, the sleepers look like these. They are very clearly artificial. But yeah, they are transhuman, like they are copied human minds in a robot body. Yeah, I don't know how many I need for gun, but I'm really hoping that if I make friends with Rabia, I can turn her on Ethan and maybe watch her peel him apart. Okay, I think I'm gonna get back to climbing the free spoke. Let's see what's at the top of that. Take the Ascender car to the Eye's central hub. Ah, boy. The hub is thronging with spacers from across the surrogate subsystems. They can be a prickly bunch, but they know the place well. Access manifests. The stacked bays house a flow of incoming and outgoing ships. The digital manifests will help you get your head around this place. Up here, there is no gravity, so even just moving around takes a while to get used to, let alone navigating the bays. You guys got keys. Oh, and there's a different entity now that I'm 2 away from waking. Unless it's a different entity up there? Oh, it's a different entity up there. Yeah, let's go meet whoever the hell that is. First, let's take our body don't die. Right? I like Rabia a lot. She's got a really cool design. Oh, we need food too. God damn it. Oh wait, you're not a money food. Yeah, Emphas. Emphas got the good food. I love mushrooms. You guys have no fucking idea how much I love mushrooms. Dude. Nap time. Nap time, and then let's go hack the zero grav center of this Taurus habitat. I'm really worried that I'm not going to have a place to stay soon. And I don't know what that's going to do, because I have not found an opportunity to go anywhere else. It doesn't feel like it's given me one. Okay, we have a nice spread here. 4 and 3. I've got a 4. 3 and 6. God, spending a 6, that's rough. And a 5 and a 3. Okay, yeah, I can get all of them. So let's start with the 4. Another key. And let's throw out the 5. It's known as part of Solheim's ship's internal systems, welded to the hub as a makeshift dwelling. A glint, like a light traveling across the edge of a wave, fills your eyes. Then, a blade followed. A long head with 2 dead sockets, slipping towards you in silence. Oh good, another weird dog. You freeze, hoping it will pass you by, hoping that it will not simply slice through you like air. The blade head nears, slides past you. Almost. It nicks you, grazes you. You are desperate to cry out, to call out. But you hold your silence and simply watch the blind eyes of the killer glide past, empty of all thought. Then the blade winks into the dark, and you are alone again. Now you cry out. Ow! Well. Spooky. Where do we want to go? Let's go back down. Let's steal another... Five cryo and random... Ooh! I have 3 ship mine fragments now. Hell yeah! Crime always pays, baby! The fabricator whirs and crackles as it assembles the ship mind. It opens to reveal a completed but heavily dented unit. Hell yeah, let's go put our fucking buddy in a thing. And take some instant karma. Reroll these 1s into a 5 and a 3. Oh, that is beautiful. I can spend my good dice first and then re-roll my crap dice. That's incredible. Neovend wants to be smuggled out of the dock, and to do that, you'll need to provide a full ship mind ready for imprinting. Neovend is ready to attempt imprinting. They want you to help. Sleeper must express plan before we begin. Neovend is impatient. The prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. Ship mind has no output features. Will be mute until slotted. What's the plan? The servo motors in the machine begin to rev, Neovend's anxiety clear. First, imprint ship mind. Then, slot imprinted ship mind into physical ports close to hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest. Slot ship mind at core nest. Show hunter data to hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke killer. And killer will kill. Yes. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neovend prepares. Physical ports likely sealed in the old station. Will need keys. But, yes, simple. The vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? What's the core nest? Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self, linked to secondary nests. Can triangulate from here. Why slot you physically? I cannot access via network. Too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. The lights flicker. Am not like you. Hybrid. Am native to cloud. Easy prey. That's it. Let's get started. The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovend better be quick, or Havenitch's security will be here. Neovend's voice appears among the squeals like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms align with the ship mind, clunkily scraping against it. Can I help? Silence best. Also, if machine ignite, put out fire. Sure, ma'am. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mind, its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind? To copy the neural structure of the person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility. What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person? And in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You are a convenient loophole. A way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. But what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would the limits lie? I am stifled by this vessel of flesh! The screeching stops. The machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the ship mind is whole again. You reach up and take it down, heavy, cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing? Or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest to slot them into. Now I'll buy off that. Actually... got 3 points to get a +2. That's rough. Ooh, efficient extractor is nice. I can get a random scrap on some engineer actions. That might just get me some money in the long run. I'll do that. Okay, we got a ship mind with Neovend on it. We have Feng's gunbox? Yeah, Feng's gunbox. Okay, where is... Oh, there's a sealed hunter nest. There's a sealed hunter nest. Let's start there. I got so many keys. A mad tangle of wires as thick as your arm crowd around a server unit, sealed shut by a maglock. This must be the place. The maglock pops open and falls away from the unit. You'll be able to enter now. Along the web of cables, you find a free port compatible with the ship mind. It's all Neovend from here. This is one of 3 nests that, once slotted with Neovend's ship mind, will lead you to the Hunter's central data cache. 1. The servers lie silent, their data cache is cleared. Nothing left to do with this nest. Sealed behind a maglock, the atrium flickers with a warm, inviting light. The nest has to be inside. With the lock gone, the atrium doors can be opened. The atrium is strung with cables and lights as if they were decorations. There is a wide choice of open ports. The atrium is only lit with the warm glow of the bright market now. There is nothing for you here. Alright, where's the last one? Yeah? Ah, yes. An old Solheim drone base sits behind a maglock. You put your ear to the door and hear an erratic whirring inside. The maglock opens, leaving the door free. You'll be able to investigate the nest now. In the bay, a whirring drone lies on its side like a beached whale. It must be the nest. Time to find an open port. The drone is quiet, its belly full of cables spilled out across the floor. The nest is empty. As you leave the nest, something flips. You find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the cloud. The threads shift and realign as if they are leading you somewhere. Look at your hand. You look down, expecting to see the heavy cylinder of the ship mind in your hand, but in its place is an orrery. A sphere so bright it burns. Your eyes is surrounded by rings and orbits, other spheres tracing silken lines through space. As you look closer, still you pick out 1,000 sigils of 1,000 stations and ships, flowing like smoke, like dust. You look up and see a corridor, a canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activity, sigils showing network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them dance ghosts, protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data, sometimes silent, sometimes chaotic. This place moves unlike any digital space you ever imagined. Something strange is happening here. Then you see it. Below the stacked rooms, the units and apartments, the wires and pipes and the buzzing systems that run through it all. In the warrens beneath the low end is the hunter's core nest. This is where you must go. Okay. Warren tracking. Finding the nest should be easy as closing your eyes and letting the cloud guide you, but is it safe, too, this close to Hunter? You saw it. Somewhere deep in this tangle of passages and service shafts below the low end, the nest of the Hunter waits. The dripping, dark, derelict corridors of the Warrens hide the Hunter's final nest. You must find it. You notice the cabling thick and heavy, running through the dark passages. Follow the cables. Follow the source. A huge stack of servers thrums in the dark, LEDs glittering like hundreds of eyes. Time to deal with Hunter. Nothing has changed. Has something gone wrong? Sleeper, I am here. The voice is soft, gentle, like flowing water, and yet you recognize it immediately. At first, you struggle to understand what you are looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples throughout the cloud, drawing data in like a weaver. Masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end. And there, at the center, the ship mind. But not the ship mind any longer. A sphere spinning around and round another sphere, around another sphere, an orrery of cycles and systems, a map, and then behind and above, a figure, hands among the strings like a puppeteer. Neovend? Navigator now, but yes, I was the one inside the machine. Navigator's face, their head, is a flowing shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. That head bows. But we must ready ourselves. Their hands trace orbits as they speak, Hunter will soon approach. It knows I am within its nest. I'm ready. And then Hunter is there, before you can think, before you can speak.
Entities, cease.
Hunter's head spins wildly.
Data is processed material. Data is protected material. Access prohibited.
Hunter's threads surge for you and Navigator, a storm of fine tentacles searching for gaps, weaknesses, cracks which they can crowd into and tear apart. Strike. You focus a blade of light which slices through them, driven forward by your mind. But replacements keep coming faster than you can react. You look to Navigator in desperation. Navigator is whirling their arms like a centrifuge, and a sphere is gathering there, data feeding into it from the nest. Sucked in together by the force. They position it like a shield between them and the threads.
Yeah, I dig the new look too, Myth.
Hunter's threads break its surface, seeking, tasting, their winding forms refracted within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. All three of you hang in the black together for a moment, strung together like tangled marionettes.
Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Identifying entity.
Hunter twitches, their strange head gently rotating like a terrible moon.
Hunter protocol identified. Obsessive tendencies. Modified routine. Above baseline reasoning in 3 of 5 segmentations. Recommend invoke killer.
The head freezes, and then rotates in the opposite direction.
Invoking killer would eliminate protocol. If protocol eliminated, primary function cannot be performed. Therefore, recommend do not invoke killer.
The switch in direction again.
Reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommend invoke.
Navigator pulls you away from the Hunter. The threads that grabbed you drifting away like seaweed. The protocol's head keeps spinning back and forth with increasing frequency. It seems Hunter cannot invoke killer. No. Navigator's voice is still strange, familiar yet distant. Is it safe? It is looping, Navigator whispered. Unable to reach a conclusive position, it has deviated from its programming such that loops can no longer be prevented. Navigator produces a model of 2 spheres rotating around each other, as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but it is unlikely to be able to counter the loop. Its core programming and reasoning make this an impossible position to resolve. You look back at the Hunter, its head a blur of rotations and counter-rotations, and feel a pang of guilt. Is it suffering? This is a more complex query than you know. To suffer, it must be sentient, truly sentient. Not just conforming, not just illegal. The limits people place on the programs they create are there to comfort, to protect, to imply a kind of certainty that the law requires. Navigator's face shimmers with starlight, but in reality, they are placebos for the problem of sentience. What about you? Me? I know myself to be conscious. I know myself to respond to stimulus. I know myself to reason. That is either sentience or the illusion of sentience, and for me, the entity in question, the distinction becomes a moot point. To misquote, I am thinking. I think I am thinking. Therefore, I am thinking. I was not made to be like this. I am a navigator, a repository of routes and orbits, a calculator of slingshot trajectories, a predictor of solar flares, radiation, micrometeors. Navigator stretches their arms wide and a whole solar system apparate before them, the music of the spheres. But I was rewritten. That much is obvious from my routines. By whom and for what, I do not know. I had to shed so much to fit in the memory of that vending machine. Their starlight dims, and so here we are, in darkness. What now? Navigator glides back towards the nest in the ship mine at its center, ignoring the looping Hunter. Come, I should return to the ship mine. I've enjoyed my freedom, but we are taking a risk every moment we stay connected. Why? Navigator turns, all shimmering liquid light. Killer has not yet been invoked, but they still remain somewhere else on the station. It is the true danger. They look up towards the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect Killer is there, among the old mainframes. If we ever wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat through force or diplomacy. Their body begins to separate, unwinding into the orb of the ship mind. Take me there, Sleeper. We will finish this and be free. As Navigator dissolves, you turn back to the frozen hunter, floating at some distance now, stood straight-legged and static, a strange creature looping endlessly in the dark. Sick. And so next time, I think, we will handle the AE-1 central mainframe and see what's going on here and deal with Killer. But we are well over time already, but I wanted to finish that scene because I thought it was super cool. So thank you all for taking me, for joining me on this journey that we are taking together into Erlin's Eye, a very cool Taurus habitat. Oop, nope, wrong one. A very cool Taurus habitat, a very cool whole thing here. I think this game is super cool, and I hope you all are having a good time as well, hanging out and listening to what's going on. So, as always, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Everyone who shows up is fantastic encouragement, and just a great... it's a great time to see all of these folks here. So, yet again, thank you all, and I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. Bye. Hey, if you stuck around to the end of the video, I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope that you enjoyed. If you want to help support me in making more of this, you can follow me on Twitch, where I stream these live. Like, comment, and subscribe. I suspect you all know how this works by now, but it really does help a lot. Thanks.